Welcome back. Welcome back. I know it's been a little bit of a delay. We was having some internet issues, but I got my little brother, Mr. Mohammed. I've known this dude. He don't realize I've known him since like 2004. I played against him in the Summer Pro League up at Long Beach State. I still have that video of us playing. He was on SFX, and I was on Barron's team. You know what I'm saying? But I saw he was special back then. You know, and we played against each other, but we'll get into that later. But like, just want to welcome you and thank you for coming on, my bro.
Man, appreciate it, man. Always love. Thanks for having me.
Oh man, it's all good. It's all good. You know, well, we're gonna just get right into it. You know what I'm saying? How did your basketball journey even start?
Well, for me, growing up in Chicago, we always had a saying that, it's only two ways out, the streets and basketball, and I fell in love with it just, watching my older brother play, I just wanted to be like him. So I started watching him. Then I ended up playing playing in the alley on the crates, playing on the swings, playing on the monkey bars, anything that, resemble a hoop. I fell in love with it that way, that's how I started.
I got you. Were you interested in any other sports besides basketball?
I mean, to stay off the streets, we played anything. We did swimming. I hockey. We did
that's a heck of a transition to swimming.
Everything. But what made me really play basketball? I tried to get out there and play little league football. So Chicago's cold, so I got out there my first practice. They put me against the best player. We did the nutcracker, where you lay on the floor, they blow the whistle, you jump up, hit. That's when I realized I'm gonna go ahead. It's cold out here. I'm gonna go ahead and go in this gym. This football ain't for me.
I got you. I hear you, bro. That was like when I got hit once playing like receiver. I was like, oh yeah. This basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Because I love physical play, but yeah, that football wasn't for me. So when I stepped into the gym,
there's a difference in that football physical and the basketball physical. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's a big difference. Yeah. So I ain't looked back since.
I got you. All right. Did you do like the AAU circuit growing up, or did you start really hooping in high school?
What's crazy? I had only thing I did was like I played, small fry basketball, where where they lower the rims. But as I got older, my role was a little different from a lot of my friends and just a lot of the people that was ahead of me. I never played 1 year AAU basketball, never.
What? Dang.
Never played 1 year AAU basketball. Wasn't highly recruited. It was crazy in Chicago. I ended up going to the high school all my homeboys went to. I went to the high school for 1 day and realized I wasn't gonna get no work done because all my homies was running around the street. Running around the hallways. Like, come on, let's cut class. I called my brother the next day, like, yo, I got to get out of here.
Right.
I stayed in school for 1 day, transferred, and then I went to Kenwood. I played 1 year high school basketball, and then I ended up leaving and went to another high school. I had to sit out a year, and then play my last year. So it's been crazy. I didn't play no AAU basketball. So I watch guys like D Wade, Cordell Henry, Quentin Richardson, Darius Malin. I watched all these guys, and I didn't play in the AAU circuit. So I took a different route. I really had to get it out the mud. Not saying they didn't get it out the mud or anybody else didn't, but I really had to get it out the mud. I ain't had nothing easy, bro.
No, I hear you, bro. I hear you. Man, that's a crazy story. Like the fact that you even went to Louisville,
right.
And like we'll get into that, but I was like the fact that you even went there and didn't even play ball, like you must have had that name, that rep.
Like I said, I really had to grind, and that's why I think I was able to play so long because I play with a chip on my shoulder, every year I felt like I had to prove myself, no matter what. Every year I had to prove myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so.
So obviously, you didn't finish high school, right? How did you get to Louisville? How'd you get recruited and all that?
So what happened was, obviously I didn't have how they say, big high school, presence, whatever. But I knew I wanted to play basketball, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
I just started filling out, going online, filling out things, and let coaches know that I'm interested, whatever. So I had a coach reach out to me, and I ended up going out to Colby, Kansas, and got there and politics and didn't play and things like that. So I was there for a few months. So what happened was I had a homeboy named Deshaun Davis. I don't know if you know him. He's from LA.
Okay, I've heard of him.
Yeah, you probably heard of him. So Deshaun Davis, he came out to Kobe, and he was highly recruited for them to come there and play. And he came out there. We became like this. He seen what I was going through or whatever. And he was just like, man, bro, like, for the summer, come live with me in LA. I'm like, I just want to hoop. I moved to LA, not knowing nothing. My parents and my family like, what you doing? Man, I'm going to LA. I live right across the street from USC. I didn't even know it was the hood, but I ain't care. You feel what I'm saying? So I go out there. That's when I started meeting everybody. You know what I mean? Curtis Millich. Sam. I met everybody. And I'm just making a name for myself. Like that, just hooping in open gym and things like that. So Deshaun was like, man, I got a few connects or whatever, and we had went up to Ventura. So then I had went up there, and then they had open gym. I went up there. Coach, like, you should come here for at least a year. I went there for like a year. That's where it all started. I ain't looked back since. It started from Ventura. Like I started putting in work. That's when I, putting up numbers, all conference, all that. And after that, then that's when Patino took the job at Louisville after my first year. But what's crazy is I was originally supposed to go to Kentucky, but they end up taking a guy named Adam Childs, which was fine because he was everything in Kentucky. The state.
No, I remember Adam Childs.
Yeah.
I remember Adam Childs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Rick took the job. My brother played for Rick at UK. And
I played against your brother.
Yeah, so when Rick took the job at Louisville, that's when I was like, because most of the guys on the team when Rick took the job was Danny Crum guys.
Oh, so, okay.
Yeah, when I came was, like me, Larry O'Bannon, Carlos Hurt, Brandon, and a couple other guys. Yeah. So it was like a new start for him. So he was looking for guys that's gonna come in and help get the program going. So that was kind of my route to get to Louisville.
Okay. So what was the hardest thing from the little time that you did play in high school to college? What was the difference?
The speed, the speed, athleticism, just how strong you gotta be. You know what I mean? Like it's totally different. You know what I mean? The preparation, practice, like what I mean? Like you literally in college, you literally gotta, eat, sleep, study, and it's basketball. Like it's you don't really have no time for nothing else. Because
that's very true.
Twice a day, and then when you do have a little time, you still got your schoolwork to do. So the difference between high school and college is like night and day, bro.
Agreed. Like they plan out basically from 7 in the morning all the way to like 7, 8 o'clock at night every day.
Yeah, for me it was in a good way. You know what I mean? It was like you in the military. Like your day is planned every day for you. Like you just gotta show up and do what you need to do. Like you don't have no time for nothing else for real. Your day is planned.
That's true. Very true. Very true. Well, since we're talking about college, what do you think about now that the athletes are getting paid, like for the likeness, things like that?
I think it's a good thing. It should have been happened. You know, the O'Bannon brothers and guys like that been trying to get this done. I mean, you could have used it. Um,
Yeah.
a lot of players could have benefited from it, but I'm kind of glad that it's they brought it to light now and made the change. The only thing I'm afraid of is you putting millions and millions of dollars in these young kids' hands that don't have no financial literacy. I'm afraid that there'll be a lot of more robberies because these kids gonna be out. You put a lot of money in their hand, gonna be out new cars and flashy and not paying attention to what's going on in the surroundings in these big cities. And it's gonna be unfortunate. There's gonna be a few robberies, and I don't wish that on nobody, but I just hope that a lot of these young kids just watching their back and try to understand what's going on out here.
No, they should have 24/7 security. To be honest, like wherever they like have not a chaperone, but like a security guard. Like professionals. If you got
I mean,
dudes who be making a million.
Yeah, I just think the coaches, in all programs need to sit the kids down and say, we don't want to stop your fun and understand that you're coming into a lot of money, but I'm going to try to have to, as a coach, I'm going to have to put you on some type of restriction as far as like, where you going to be at and things that you're going to be doing, and got to have some type of security around you because people watching, unfortunately, you're a target.
No, I agree with you. That's 100%, 100%. So, how many years did you play at Louisville?
I played 3 years. Played 3
years.
And,
okay.
When I was done, I played 1 year in Idaho.
Okay.
And then,
okay.
Yeah. So then after that, I started my Europe journey. I mean, I did a few summer leagues. I did a few summer leagues and things like that. But my goal was to, get over to Europe and travel the world and learn different things and see different people.
No, I got you. Well, that makes a lot of sense, bro. I'll tell you. What do you think about what was like your greatest triumph, in college before you went to the overseas route?
I think trying to prove that I belong. People got to understand. Even if you can score, you can do this or you can do that. If you got other guys the coach like, you got to find something else to do. Like for me, I just played defense in college. Nobody knew I could score, so
right.
I had to show that once I left Louisville.
That happens a lot to a lot of people. They have to fit into a certain bubble in college for y'all to win. Yeah. No, I agree with you 100%.
Which is fine. Like, everybody has a role to play, and if I was to fight against that, I would have never get on the court, but
that's true.
To get on the court, you got to understand, like, so what can I do to get on the court? Oh, you want me to play defense? Oh, you want me to guard the best player? Fine. Like, if you want to play, then you got to find something you good at and do it.
That's true.
So
I give you that for sure. All right. Well, you played 3 years at Louisville. Now you said you played some summer leagues.
Yeah, I did the summer leagues with the the Spurs, Atlanta, things like that. Philly. One thing I learned too is it's just like summer league. It's a good thing, and some guys get a chance, but obviously it's more for the guys that they drafted. And they just filling in. They just filling in a roster.
No, I definitely agree. It's to see what the draftees is going to do. Now, like you said, there are a lot of some dudes that go from that to the making of the team. But most of the time, it's just to see what the lottery picks. Can they dominate summer leagues?
Yeah. Pretty much. So.
All right. So, what was the first country that you played at overseas?
So actually, I was Monty Williams, that's coaching the Phoenix Suns. He was my coach when he was with the Spurs when I was playing with the Spurs. Summer league, and I remember him talking to me your agent called and said you got some interest from a team in Holland. Like Holland, Netherlands. So, you know, and I ain't know nothing about it. All I knew I wanted to play. I mean, I just want the opportunity. I was like, you know, well, you know, I'm gonna have you know, my agent look into it, and he looked into it, and I was just like, why not? You know, so coming out, that was my, you know, that was the first place in Europe that I went to. And once I got there, you know, I knew I was gonna like it right away because I'm like, oh man, they speak English. You know what I mean? They understand me. You know, that was big for me. I ain't never, you know.
No, trust me, your team was like one of the few teams that had like a lot of Americans on their team. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
So then we had a lot of Americans. Once I got there, the vibe was cool. I was like, oh, all right, this might be all right. You know, the owners was cool. They own a big club. So I'm like, oh, you know, we just go to the club, show up. You know, everything. It was love. You know what I mean? So the Netherlands, Holland was my first country. That, you know,
Yeah,
I
and
played
I
in.
would tell y'all the truth. This dude is probably the most athletic dude in the league. I was like, man, he can't. I remember he got a breakaway dunk against us, came down and punched it. I was like, who is this nigga?
Man, and it's crazy
You
because
know?
I always had a chip on my shoulder. And then it was crazy because at the time too, you know, all I would hear is about all of your team and Eiffel Tower. That's all I was hearing about. I was like, oh, okay, this is my first year. So those the two teams I need to turn up on because they getting all the money. I need that. I need that. So that's why I'm like, you know, if I play well against them, then you know what I mean? Like I can probably play for one of them teams. So my goal is,
Nah,
you know,
yeah.
every time I play, you know what I mean? You know, I'm trying to get where they at. So
Nah, I got you. So how many years did you play in Holland?
you know what's crazy is I loved it so much. I stayed 2 years. I stayed 2 years straight. I had a 2-year deal. And then I left and went to play in Germany. And I was there for a while, and then you know, it was a little too much. We were just doing unnecessary stuff. And then I came back to the Netherlands. I came back to my old team, like, you know, like, cause I loved it. It was close. I loved it so much. I was like, man, I'm going back. So I eventually ended up staying 3 years. I want to say, you know.
Okay. And so as your career progressed, what was the best country you played in?
It's tough, but what really changed my career, what really changed everything for me was France.
Okay.
France, Limoges. If you know anything about the history, you know anything about France, Limoges changed everything for me. You know, rest in peace to the old president Fred Forte. He pretty much changed everything for me. You know,
That makes sense.
so when I left the Netherlands, I went to France. You know, and that changed everything for me going to play in that league, man.
I got you, man. I got you. Nah, France is using Pro A, right?
No, at the time they was in Pro B.
Oh, so you got him to Pro A.
Yeah. So at the time they was in Pro B, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was crazy is we end up playing Teddy Gibson, you know, from Amsterdam that played in Amsterdam. You know, it's crazy. It's like I just kept bumping into him, like, you know, and you know he won a lot. So I end up meeting him. He was playing for the rival team in France. Yeah.
No, I got you, man. I remember we was like on the computer talking about it. I was like, "You in France now?"
Yeah,
I said, "That's cool."
yeah.
You was like, "Yeah, Teddy Gibson over here." I was like, "Man, that's crazy." You know,
yeah,
because y'all was the newcomers. As I was, you know, like I was like after the 4 years I stayed in Holland, I was out. I went, you know, other places.
But it was crazy. You probably could have played few more years there, but y'all coach was just so wild, man. Like he was doing too much, bro.
He was like, if you think about college, like, you know, college coaches, rah. That's exactly how he was, you know, all the time. And so, like, when you're a pro.
Every time I talk to y'all was just like, man, y'all practices, how many times y'all practice. He's wild, man. Wow.
Okay, all right. So you say how long did you stay in France for?
I played 2 years in Limoges, and then ultimately I played about 4 or 5 years in France, but I only played 2 years with Limoges.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Now, based on your like experience, because you play, your career expands for almost 2 decades, which is insane about overseas, right?
Right.
Was there any experience that you want to say like, man, I would do this different, or I would do that different. I would tell my younger self to do this different in this country, or do that different in another country.
Probably when if I can do something different. When I was in Romania, with the team one of the teams I won a championship with, when I was there, we had some money problems. Not money problems. They was late a little bit, and I kind of forced my way out. Like, I was upset.
By the way, just to let you know, I played on that exact same team, so I know.
Yeah, so I kind of,
I played on BC Mers. Yeah.
Yeah, so I kind of forced my way out, and I ended up going to Pro A Nancy in France. But when I was there, once I got there, like after a month, he was like a father figure, the coach. He didn't want me to leave, but it was just things going on in the upper office and things like that. And I kind of forced my way out a little bit, which I shouldn't have. But after a month of being in France, I got a call from a good friend of mine that was the GM, your Newts, and my coach ended up having cancer. And man, it tore me up, and it was just he was losing weight, and he ended up it ate him up fast. You know what I mean? And I felt like I should have been there. I stayed. We won 2 championships back to back, and once he passed, the team kind of dedicated the season to him. And they end up still winning the championship, but I should have been there for that. I should have been there for him. So if I can change it, I wouldn't have left. I wouldn't have left the team. I wouldn't have left.
I got you. Yeah. Well, that makes sense. I mean, obviously, you never know. Hindsight's always 20/20, but you never know what will be happening. So
yeah, you don't. Yeah, for sure.
Now, how long was your overseas career in total?
16. I just stopped.
And how many countries you played in? Yeah. So 16 years, right?
16. I played, of course, the Netherlands, Germany, Spain, France, Kuwait, Romania, Hungary, Kosovo, Iran. Man, I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, bro. I've been everywhere.
No, man, you're like I said, you try to put that on a resume.
Right. I don't play that well, bro.
No, definitely. I like I said, I followed your career everywhere you went. Like I would look at you on the gram or look at you. Oh, he over. I was like, man, he in Ghana. Man, how crazy was that?
No, my family is Ghanaian, and it was only right to go home and be a part of something that's the kids look up to, something special. I enjoyed it. The kids enjoyed it. A lot of my friends was like, "Wow, I didn't know Ghana was like that." And I tell them like, man, don't pay attention to what you see on TV, man. You have to go experience Africa, period, for yourself, and to see what's going on, to understand that it's a beautiful continent, like beautiful place.
No, it seemed like it, man. Like from just like pictures or whatever. Like it seemed like a fun.
It's amazing. It's an amazing place, man. Amazing place.
All right. Bet that, man. See, you got me convinced, man. I got my passport still. We can roll.
No, definitely. I'm telling you, man. Like it's definitely an experience that you wanna have, man. And people stop being small minded. There's no lions and tigers running around. You have to go to the jungle. You have to go to the jungle to see all of that. You're not gonna see none of that. It's a beautiful place. Everything they have here in America, they got there. Of course, we have poverty here in America. We got poverty in Africa. So don't be afraid to go over there and enjoy life, man. Really.
I got you. I got you. That makes sense. All right. Well, you did your 16 years. What was I guess the best thing about your overseas career? That you experienced.
Winning. Been to the I've been to the finals. I've been over there 16 years. Been to the finals 11, 12 times. To the finals. I won championships in Romania, France. I won in Romania. I was always surrounded by people that wanted to win. That was one of the best experiences. I didn't have one of those experiences where I got over to Europe and I was just losing season. Like, no, most places I went, I enjoy winning.
Of course, of course. And you were lucky, like I said. When I was in Germany, like we was on like the lowdown team. We had to fight to stay in the league, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I know those. I've had some of those. You're like, for the most part, I've always made it to the playoffs, but that was a 1 year that I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was.
It's not fun. It's not fun when you on a losing team. It's not fun at all because coach start doing things out of the ordinary. You know what I mean? And you just like, yo, did I really sign up for this? Like, yes, you love getting paid, but it's kind of like at the same time, I am human. Like, I'm not a machine. So winning take care of everything, bro. When you on a losing team, it's just not fun at all.
Agreed. When did you know, after all these years of playing, when did you know it was time to hang it up?
I didn't. I still don't know that. I just you gotta understand. Like I was in Africa getting ready for the NBA Africa League. We was training. I was in Tunisia getting ready. Pandemic hit. World shuts down.
Well, yeah.
We don't know what's going on. So I already had my contract. I was ready, waiting for the season to get started. Pandemic hit. Time to come home. Well, actually, I wasn't gonna come home. I was gonna stay and let things blow. Even if it was a month and a half. I'm in Africa. I'm in a great place. I love it. Cool. So we don't know. They say maybe it started next month, maybe it not. World shutting down. The embassy called me like, look, we don't know what's gonna happen. You may be stuck over here. If you don't take this plane that's leaving in a couple of days, you may be over here 2, 3 months, 4 months. So I started to think about it. Like me and Chris Crawford, my teammate, we was like, what you want to do? So we end up coming home. And
it makes sense.
Yeah, I was in touch with the team and things like that, and it was just like it just kept being pushed back. And at that point, you start to like, damn, are we gonna ever start? You start to lose the motivation because you don't know what you prepare. You don't know what you prepare.
I hear you, bro. Like I think like it's a hard situation to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Because like you over there, you don't even know. You don't know what's going on. You don't know nothing.
I don't know. And then I didn't know how to continue to prepare. So it's kind of like, and then I understand the politics of things. I'm already older, so now I got to deal with the practice. Just the dumb things that they put on older players. You can either do it or you can't. I don't care how old you are. And I always took care of myself and always had to prove myself. So I hate it for them to be like, oh, he's older or put the age on it because it's no middle. It's always you older or you too young. So when you're young, give him time. He's a young guy. When he's old, he's old. No, you either love the game or you don't. And it's not like you doing. It's not like you doing a 5-year deal anyway. You doing a 1-year deal. If this guy can't cut it, bring somebody else in. I don't care how old he is or how
That's very
young
true.
he is. So the teams in Europe need to stop that. You either can do it or you can't. It's not like you're on a 6-year deal like the NBA where you be like, damn, I get it then. Most guys on a 1-year, 2-year deal. If you got a 1-year deal, make the best decision and go from there. Stop putting an age limit on people. It's stupid.
Right. No, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. I think, when you get like 35, 36, you be like, like they be, oh man, he might be a little bit past his prime. We would want to bring him in as an American. And then you be like, man, look, I'm in shape. I'm ready to go. Let me roll.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what my age is. Like let me roll. So,
but this
I understand.
this the thing though too. Like, so they bring in a young guy, which I don't have no problem with, because I want to see young players succeed. I want to, I don't have no hate in my blood. I want to see young guys. But when it don't happen, they bring, oh, I'm gonna go to the young guy. Cool. And then when they go that way and it don't go right, then they end up calling the vet. Like, oh, we're looking for a veteran player. Like, so they be so confused when things don't work out. Then they try to go back the other way and bring in a vet player.
No, I agree with you 100%. 100%. I mean, when I ended on a good note, right? Was first team all league in Australia, led the league in field goal percentage. And then I get back trying to get a call from Europe. They're like, yeah, you a little bit older, you want a little bit too much money. I'm just like, man. So this is how it's gonna be?
Yeah, it's like that, but they put a price on you before they even talk to you. Like, man, he might be too expensive. You ain't even talk to me. You ain't even give me a chance. You don't know.
You don't know what my price is. You don't know what it is.
Right. You don't know what I'm gonna take. You don't even know if I just want to, you know what I mean? Be like, okay, give me this. I just really want to play. Like even now, I told teams like it's not really about the money. I just want to play. I just want to continue to feel that, hit the road and play and help the young guys. And they still be like, I said, bro, you can line me up against any of your young guys. If they beat me down the court and back, then you can say something. If I can't practice, I said, I take care of myself. This is what basketball saved my life. You really think I'm gonna disrespect the game? You really think I'm gonna disrespect? I said, I don't know about how y'all are with y'all, the European players, but do not put an age limit on me. If I can't do it, I'm not gonna waste y'all time and come all the way over there for 10 months by myself just to be out there. If I can't do something, I'm not gonna go. But if I tell you I can physically come out there and play, you don't have to worry and say, about my age. Don't mention my age. Don't mention it.
No, I agree, man. I 100% agree. Like I said, you were the only guy, you and Clancy, but Clancy said he was done. Right. Sam Clancy. And I was just like, y'all two was like my inspiration. Cause I was like, dude, y'all were like the last two dudes who were still playing hooping professionally.
I was gonna play 2 more years.
Yeah.
2 more years. So it was taken away from me. I didn't want to walk away. It was taken away from me.
Yeah, that's how it is. That's how it is for a lot of us, man. That's how it is for a lot of us. So
yeah, I get it.
I give you so much love and respect, for what you was doing and what you did, bro. So much, right? For real.
Man, I appreciate it, bro.
No, man. Like I said, you was an inspiration, but like you was a young boy when I was playing against you. But now you like the old head, which is always kind of funny when I see that. You know what I'm saying?
Man, it's crazy how,
like I said, I was a freshman. Yeah, no, I was a freshman when I played against your brother at Kentucky the year he won a championship with Tubby Smith.
Oh, 98.
98. He was smacking my stuff all over the back him and Jamal McGlory.
Yeah, they had a nice little team. They had a nice team.
But now I got you, man. But give you much love, much respect, bro. And like I said, for your accomplishments. And like I said, that transition, everybody, tries to make that transition. I know you actually probably still can go hoop. You want to use that can still go.
Yeah, I hoop every day. Actually, I hoop this morning, 8 o'clock, 8 to 10, with my crew. You know what I mean? It's like the same crew of guys that I've been doing it for 16 years. You know,
Mm-hmm.
obviously some of
Mm-hmm.
them they younger than me, and you know they the older guys now. You know, giving the game to the young guys, but yeah, I still get out there. You know, they was calling me old man yesterday, and I was like, man, any of y'all want to bet? I still windmill, still dunk easy, still. And they were surprised looking at
All
me
that,
like,
right?
man, yeah. They call me old. I said, man, it's about how you take care of yourself, how you take care of your body. You know,
You're right.
so
I give
yeah,
you, look at Tom Brady. Shit. Look at Tom
yeah.
Brady.
That's Look, no, you know who's my inspiration? Joe Johnson. Like, look at Joe Johnson, bro. Joe Johnson can still play in the NBA right now at 40.
Yeah.
Right now.
Vince Carter,
So,
right? Yeah.
yeah, so Vince Carter, Joe Johnson is just, you know, he that's why he killing. He take care of himself. He's killing the big three. He's
Yeah.
killing those
No,
guys.
he'd be killing. He'd be killing. So
Yeah, so
I
you
get
know,
it. No, I got you, man. Well, if you do continue to play, you know, much love and blessings, you know, but if you don't, that next transition, you know, we can figure it out together, bro. You know what I'm saying? We can figure it out together. Whatever you need me, I got you.
for
You know what I'm
sure,
saying? I appreciate you coming on the show, bro. I appreciate you, you know, for keeping your time, you know. I
Oh
appreciate
man, it's all
everything, bro.
love, man. Anytime you need me, man. I know you know, I know with me and you've been trying to work on getting on here for a while. And it's a lot of things we could talk about, you know. And anytime you need me, bro, you know, I'm here. You know, I ain't no rush for me. You know, I know a lot of
No,
people
I got
probably
you, man. Like I said, I'm gonna bring you back on again. I'm
for
gonna bring
sure.
you back on again for sure. You know what I'm saying? Because we can talk. Like I said, I can end up talking to you for like an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. You know what
telling
I'm
you,
saying?
bro, this wasn't enough time. This was not enough time. I'm telling you, it's a lot to talk about, man. It's a lot to talk
Agreed.
about.
No, agreed. I
Things
agree.
can get. It's a lot that these people don't know that goes on, and things can get real spicy that they need to hear. Real
I would,
spicy.
I would tell. Like I remember we talked on the phone, right? And maybe you was talking about how, like, you know, for me, that transition. Remember you was talking about the
A lot of
transition,
guys.
how
Yeah,
basketball was like a drug, and it's hard to
it
make
is.
that. You know,
It is.
you know.
A lot of people don't realize that when you've been doing something for so long and that's all you know, and
Hmm.
it's taken away from you, you don't know nothing else. When you go to the military and you in the military for a while, when those guys come home, they lost out here. Guys in jail, when they in there for so long, they come out, they don't even know what FaceTime is, an iPhone. They lost. And the same thing for us. We spend so much time and dedication playing basketball. When you done, you trying to figure out life, and you go into depression. You go into not knowing what to do. So that's why a lot of the NBA guys got all this money, and you would think that money makes you happy, but it don't. They trying to figure out what to do. So a lot of them, what they do, they go into coaching, they go into broadcasting, they stay around the NBA. You know what I mean? Because that's what they know. They stay around the game. But guys that don't have that luxury, they kind of lose it, man. A little bit. It's tough. The transition is a tough thing. So one thing I'm doing when I talk to the young guys, know what you want to do before you stop. I wish that I would have did that, because when you try to do it once you stop, it's hard, bro. It is hard. I don't care how
I
much
hear
money.
you.
I don't care how much money you got, bro. It's the transition is the hardest thing I ever had to deal with, man.
Nah,
Really.
man, and I tell anybody all the time the transition is just so real. Even with like NBA legends, like everybody talk about Mike, you know, like when he left Chicago, hit the game winner, six championship, whatever. He came back and played for the Wizards, you know, because he couldn't leave it alone for the time,
Yeah,
you
bro. And
know.
you know, even my brother played 18 years in the NBA. You know, he done, but guess what? He's the GM of OKC. Like, he's still around the game, because it's kind of like, what do I do?
Yeah,
You know, he's still
I
around.
think a lot of us like we don't know how to make that transition
It's tough
to
because
like
okay, so it's tough because this is the situation. I played 16 years straight. You a CEO of a company, you know, Fortune 500 company. I come into your office,
Mhm.
you sit me down, you looking at my resume. So, you know, Alhaji Mohammed, you played 16 years in the NBA. What else? You know, no
Yes.
internships. Like, what else? You know what I mean? You looking at me like, okay, what else? I mean, obviously, you know, you probably have good leadership, you know, good team player and things like that. But
Mm-hmm.
my sheet is blank. What else? Like, You feel me? Like, but this guy
Bro,
comes in,
yeah.
but this next guy come in and his resume is unbelievable. He done went to Harvard. He done worked, you know what I mean? He done worked 10 different
Oh,
companies, you know, outstanding.
man, speaking from a person who's done it, like who's had to do that, in that corporate life, like when I first retired, I had absolutely no idea what I was gonna do, none, zero.
Right.
And I was like, should I retire? Should I keep playing? I don't know. I mean, at that time, my son was like 3, so I had to figure out because I had to provide for him. And I was like, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do, bro. And so, like, I saw a commercial about former athletes at Enterprise. So I was like, forget it. I'm gonna just apply for Enterprise. They hire former athletes,
Right.
And I was with them, and I just kind of like did like job to job to job till I found what I'm doing now. Just trying to figure out what it was, what I wanted to do, in the corporate field.
Right.
Because I didn't necessarily want to coach. I didn't want to really coach or be a trainer and
that's what everybody put on you. Like they be a coach.
Yeah, you want to coach, I'm like, nah, I don't want to coach. Not really.
Yeah.
I don't want to coach. I want to do, something different. Because I knew what coaches made. And I'm like, I'm too old to be trying to make $20,000 a year staying with 4 other coaches in an apartment. So I wasn't with that.
No,
so I needed to make the corporate, go corporate way, and it was a struggle, man. I tell you, like for a minute, I'll be honest to everybody out there, like I really, I got heavy into the alcohol, at one point after ball because it was so hard.
The depression
to deal with,
it's a depression.
Yeah, depression, man. So
it's a depression that people, don't understand, and it needs to be talked about because a lot of people look at you and think, on the outside you look happy. They look at you and you may look happy, but deep down you're not happy. That people don't understand that.
You're miserable.
You miserable because you've been doing for something for so long, and then when you finally done, and you're looking for that direction, and then it's a lot of people tell you like, yeah, when you're done playing ball or things like that, give me a call, and then when you reach out to the people that can help you be in a better position, now they got you on the schedule. Like, yeah, he got you on the schedule for next month. So I gotta wait a month to talk to this person. You gotta send an email. You gotta send emails, and like it's a totally different ball game. When you versus when you're a professional athlete, I can get a hold of you right away. But then when you're done, it's not the same. So a lot of guys going to, and you even seen, if you read the article, DeAndre, what is it? What's the guy name for the Spurs that just he had to retire? He went to Brooklyn. I forget his name. DeMarcus Aldridge.
LaMarcus Aldridge.
Look at LaMarcus Aldridge. LaMarcus. I read something that said even though he's paid, he don't have to work a day of his life. But by basketball being taken away from him, he said he went into a depression.
I get it. Like I said, I mean, people like wonder like Simone Biles and Nasa, the tennis player, I go through depression because I'm like, man, people just don't know like the life of that athlete, man. It's just like, so much pressure is on you at all times, but everything got to be great, everything got to be good, you got to be humble. And like I said, it's like after that's all that done, the fans, the people, whatever it is, calling your name or whatever, excuse me. Mm-hmm. It's just like people don't realize that you're human, so you missed that too, and it's just hard to find that next challenge to, go forward, I mean, I had a best friend who took his life, after ball because
I know who you're talking about. Like, that's my guy.
Yeah, so he didn't, because he didn't know that transition for him was really hard.
It was definitely battling a lot of things, man, and it's sad, man, because that it's even hard to talk about too, man, because I know one of the best programs for me, and I love it, is Duke. They hire most of their former players. If you look at Duke staff, most of the players on their staff play for Duke. I love it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I agree. He gives his players chances to be that coach, and like I said, some of them, Jeff Capel and Wojo and all them, they then went on to become coaches, and like I said, he gives you a chance. I know my boy was Nate James. He was Rico Hines' best friend in high school. They went to school together, and then he was supposed to play with me in Holland your first year, but he ended up playing with Eiffel Towers for a minute. Actually, he played with Eiffel for a minute, and then he left. He got hurt. He got hurt, and then he left. But he ended up being that coach with Duke. Yeah. So I was like, man, it's it's cool that they just make that easy transition, but everybody don't get that chance. Everybody don't get that chance.
I definitely wish it was that easy for me, man. But
well, man, you gonna figure it out. Well, I told you.
It has to be talked about more. The transition has to be talked about.
Oh man, that would be the number one thing I would tell myself,
with these or any young. That's the number one thing. If I can do it all over again, every year I came home, I would do an internship with a big company that I was interested in. I would do an internship every year. If I could do it again, I would have did the medical. I would have did the medical 2-year program, the nursing program. You know what I'm saying? Did an internship. So I tell all these young guys, do that now. Even if you don't want to do nothing like that, each year buy at least, when you overseas, each year you come home, buy at least 1 property or 2 properties and have people in them and rent them out. Each year. If I would have did that through my whole career, that would have been 16 plus properties.
Now you've been doing your thing, man. Like I said, that's the same with me. We trick off so much money because we think we're gonna make it forever, right? And when it's short, when you finish, you just be like, "Oh, dang, I'm finished." Now I didn't think I would be. I thought I was gonna play another whatever years. But now, now I'm done. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lesson, man. Like I said, that's why I do stuff like this. That's why one of the reasons why I do this show, to tell everybody to tell their own story. Right. To tell these youngsters, bro, get ready for you, because get ready now. Immortality is coming, and so
and then it's not even that. You have to think and play I may not play another year next year.
You're right.
Because God forbid one injury can end it all. I was fortunate enough to keep going. Some guys might not make it past the first year. Some guys might not may not make it past the second year. Some guys may play 5 years. Each year is different. You don't know, because if you get that crazy coach.
Like I said, I had 4 surgeries on my shins. 2 stress fractures. So you don't know, man. Like I said, I was a blessing for me to even make 10. So I didn't know if I was gonna make 10. At one point,
a lot of people don't realize, man. I hate the guys that be like, man, if I don't make it, I'm just gonna go overseas. Oh, it's that easy. If I don't make it, I'm just gonna go overseas. It's not that easy. And then when you do make it overseas, people don't realize it's not you have to be smart. It's not we got 401k. We don't have all that. You know what I mean? It's strictly what you make, and you have to make that work for you. We don't have all this insurance and 401k and things like that.
No, I agree with you 100%. 100%.
So any young guy, figure it out now.
Agreed. Agreed. Well, like I said, thank you, my bro. I appreciate it coming on. We're going to invite you to do this again, man. You know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you. It's a lot to talk about. Definitely, man. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate the love, bro.
Oh, anytime. Like I said, man, I got to bring you on again. I want to say thank y'all. Everybody out there watching the show, appreciate the love and responses from it. Thank you to Mr. Mohammed. Like I said, he was a little bro when I was playing, but now he the big bro.
Appreciate it, man. All love, bro.
Always.
All right, thanks, man.
No problem. I'll talk to you, bro.
All right, bro.
All right.